Well, welcome back, everybody, to the Raider Roster Report. This is Raider Sparks coming at you with another episode. We're only just hours away from the 2024 NFL Draft. Thought I'd have a little fun. I posted it on Twitter not too long ago, or last night actually. I did a complete full round mock draft of where I think some players are going to land. Just had a little fun with it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know some of your surprise risers that might hit the first round, or fall those guys that might fall out of the first round. I have a few on this list, but anyways, yeah, I used PFN and just kind of went off of their rankings and how some of their mock drafts look, and then kind of what I feel like some of the teams are looking for and some of the players and that type of thing. And so there's definitely some surprises in here. And not too many, but a lot of the top 32 players that PFN has, I have in the first round, except for three. There's three that I left out, and three I brought up into the first round. So unfortunately, it didn't let me do trades. When you pick all the teams, it doesn't let you do the trade. So this isn't necessarily where I think as far as where the player is going to be selected, but I think it's the team that could benefit the best from this player. So maybe teams trade up or trade down to get the player, but I also ultimately just think it's a great fit for the particular player and for the team. So just keep that in mind as I go through it, because obviously it's going to be different than what the rankings are, some of the players where I put them, but I think you'll get a feel for it. So and I'm sorry if I look down a little bit, but I have to look at my paper. I can't remember all 32. But anyways, yeah, the first one's easy, Chicago and Caleb Williams. I think everybody has that one. But the second one, I've got the Commanders going with Drake Maye. I just think, I don't know what happened on the Topgolf experience with Jayden Daniels, but it didn't sound like it went very well. And so I think, personally, I think Drake Maye is the best quarterback in the draft anyways. So if I was the Commanders, that's what I would do. And so that's where I have them going. So New England, I think they go ahead and go with JjJ McCarthy. I think they had success with one New England quarterback, or one Michigan quarterback. So why not try it again? And I don't think this team is in sort of win now mode anyways. So if you get a guy and want to sit him for a year, or just gonna let him go out there and take a beating for the first year, whatever. He's young, he's 21, and he's a guy that's going to be able to grow a lot with your franchise. And so I just think he's the guy for the spot there. Arizona, this is one that everybody has, Marvin Harrison Jr. I don't see any reason why they would pass, except for maybe trade back if they really wanted to get some more draft picks. But I don't know. I just kind of see this as the pick for them. The Chargers, most likely, I think they trade back, but I have him going with Amarius Mims, the right tackle. Him and Slater together as a duo for the next few years would be really good. I know Amarius Mims doesn't have a lot of game tape, but what he does have is pretty impressive, and he's such a great athlete that, if you're going to want to run the ball and do all those things, have a solid line, that's who I would get. And so probably make more sense if you traded back to get him, but I feel like he would be a great target for the Chargers. The Giants, Malik Nabers is the guy I would go with. Although Rome Odunze would be attractive, but I just think at that pick at 6, you can't pass up a guy like Malik Nabers. So that's what I would do. Tennessee, I think a lot of people have this one at Joe Alt. It makes a lot of sense. They need tackle help. You got to protect Will Levis, and yeah, he's probably the best tackle in the class, the most pro-ready tackle. Maybe not the highest ceiling. I think Mims might share that distinction, but Alt right now, you just plug and play. So that's what I would do. And then the Falcons, I have them taking Terrion Arnold. I think a lot of people have them going edge, but I just see them bolstering their cornerback room, and I think as a guy that would fit well into that group would be Terrion Arnold. I think that would be the pick for them. And then the Bears' second pick, I do have them going Dallas Turner, a pair with Josh Sweat, or Montez Sweat, sorry. So so I think that would be great. So they get their quarterback and they get their edge rusher. If you want to use a blueprint, just look at Houston. They went out and got the best quarterback, and they went out and got the best edge rusher in the first round when they had the 2 picks. So I think you use that as the model, and you kind of replicate that, whether you think so if obviously you think Caleb's the best quarterback if you're the Bears, and then if you think that Dallas Turner is the best edge, and you go ahead and go with that. And then the Jets pick, you got to go with Rome Odunze. You have to get Aaron Rodgers a weapon, and terrific football player. And so if the Giants pass on Blake Nabers and take Odunze, then obviously you just flip them. But I have the Jets going Rome Odunze. The Vikings go ahead and take Michael Penix. Great deep ball thrower. You pair him with JJ, and Addison, the guy that can get the ball down the field deep. And I mean, it's kind of a similar quarterback really to Cousins. I mean, he can move around a little bit, but just a great arm, right? I mean, he's going to fit into the Viking system, I think, perfectly. And then the Broncos, I mean, they don't have enough to trade around, and maybe they trade back a couple times, but I think ultimately they land on Bo Nix. I think that just makes too much sense for them not to do that. And then the Raiders, I have them taking Troy Fautanu out of Washington, the tackle. You've all seen my draft, my mock drafts. My final mock draft for the Raiders came out yesterday, and that's who I have them taken. So I think that one's a pretty solid pick right there. The Saints, they need tackle help too, so I have them taking Fashanu out of Penn State. I think that makes a lot of sense to give Derek Carr some more protection there. He's maybe the best pass blocker. He's helped with the run game, but I think as Raider fans, we all know you have to keep Carr clean, right? As soon as it starts getting hit, that's pretty much over. So yeah, I would go with the best pass protector, and I'd get Ole for them. The Colts, I think they go ahead and bolster their cornerback room, get Quinton Mitchell, who I think is the best cornerback in the draft, and so they get a steal here, I think. Seattle, go ahead and pick Graham Barton. They need a ton of offensive line help, and it could be anywhere up and down that line. So you get a guy that can play anywhere, right? It makes a lot of sense. He's a really solid player, and I think he fits into their system, their scheme really well. So I'd go ahead and get Graham Barton there. The Jaguars, I have them taking Talisi Fuaga. I mean, you got to keep Trevor Lawrence upright, and so I got them taking the right tackle there. I think that makes a lot of sense. If the Raiders don't take him, if he's still there. A lot of people seem to think Fuaga is the Raiders' #1 target, and that may be true. I just like the scheme fit for the Raiders of Fautanu a little bit better than Fuaga, but I like both of them. So if whatever one the Raiders don't take, I think the Jaguars take is probably an easier way to say it. The Bengals, I think you got to protect Burrow and get JC Latham. I just think that's a solid pick. They like bigger tackles, so I mean, I think that's a good fit there. And the Rams, I think they need to bolster their pass rush now that Darnold's gone. You got Kobe on the inside, you got Byron Young on the outside, but I think you could use another edge, and Latu I think would be the pick here for the Rams. Keep them local in LA. And then the Steelers, I have them taking Zach Frazier. I just love Zach Frazier. I think he's a fantastic player. They need a center, and carry out the Steelers tradition of awesome centers. I think Zach Frazier would be amazing there. And then Miami's happy because now they get Jackson Powers-Johnson. I think they also could use interior help, whether it be guard or center, whichever. But I think Miami's pretty happy with this pick. Then Seattle, again, I got them getting Brock Bowers. So I think getting another weapon here would be fantastic. I think Brock Bowers would be great. I mean, obviously you have the weapons on the outside, the 3 receivers they have. You put Brock Bowers in there, I think it'd be a great fit. It'd be tough to defend that. Vikings, I have them getting their interior pass rush and getting Johnny Newton out of Illinois. I think they need to bolster that pass rush a little bit more, and I think he's a solid player. Cowboys, they need a right tackle, so I have them going with Tyler Guyton. A little bit of a project, and the Cowboys can handle that. They have enough depth, but you put Tyler Guyton in there and you get him up to speed quick, all of a sudden they have a really, really good offensive line. So Green Bay, I have them going in the cornerback room, but not like everybody else. I have them taking Nate Wiggins. I do think they need safety or cornerback help, whichever helps. But you have the speed of Nate Wiggins in there. I think he fits what they're doing. So I have them going with Nate Wiggins. Tampa Bay, I think we're going to go ahead and bolster their pass rush as well and get Jared Verse, keep him in Florida. I think that makes a lot of sense for their defense. They've tried some younger guys on the edge. I think Verse comes in and solidifies the spot there. Arizona, again, they need interior pass rush. They need interior D-line. So Byron Murphy is the pick for me for Arizona for their second pick. The Bills, obviously, they need receiver. They need speed. So I'm going to go with Brian Thomas Jr. here out of LSU, one of my favorite players. I would love the Raiders to draft Brian Thomas Jr. somehow, some way, somehow, because it would totally unlock this offense and get the deep speed. But I don't think that's going to happen for the Raiders, so I'm going to go ahead and get him to the Bills. The Lions, I think they could use some more help in the secondary. So I went ahead with Kool-Aid McKinstry. I think, is a very solid cornerback, can handle the outside for him. They already have, Branch on the inside, so you get Kool-Aid to pair him with his college teammate. I think it's a good fit. The Ravens, they need receivers, I think, and I think A.D. Mitchell's a perfect Raven for them. So I'm going to go ahead with the Ravens and take A.D. Mitchell. The 49ers, I think they're going to be looking for their right tackle in Kingsley Suamataia. I think he's the athletic profile that the Niners would want to get. So I think it's a good fit for the Niners. There's a few other guys that would fit that profile, but I just think in the first round, I think Kingsley is probably going to be the best fit there. And unfortunately, Kansas City, I've got them adding speed. Xavier Worthy out of Texas. I don't want to do that, but I think that's the best fit. I know they need a true receiver. Maybe going with a leg at a bigger receiver or a Keon Coleman, but I just think since you lost Hill, it's a little bit of a digression there in their offense. So I think if you add that speed element back, Travis Kelce gets that much better. So I'm going to go ahead and take Xavier Worthy. So, hey, let me know your thoughts. Oh, so the 3 players that PFM has in their top 32, which I didn't have in the first round, and I know it's probably blasphemy for me to say this, but I have Jayden Daniels falling. I don't think he falls out of the first round, but I don't think please, Raiders, do not trade up and get him. If you want him at 13, cool, but don't. He's not. I don't think he's all of that the Raider Nation is putting him out to be. So I had him fall. The Will Levis treatment, I had him fall out of the first round. Then 23, Chop Robinson. I think he's more a second round guy to me. And then 25, Cooper DeJean as well. I don't think he's the first round player that everybody's pumping him up to be as well. And then guys that are bumped up into the first round, Bo Nix, just because of need for the Broncos. I think they ended up taking him in the first round. Kingsley Suamataia, I bumped him up. He was 35. I bumped him up to 31, so not too big of a deal. And then Zach Frazier, they have him all the way down at 42, and I put him at 20 for the Steelers. So that's probably the biggest riser for me, would be Zach Frazier. So biggest follower would be obviously Jayden Daniels. Biggest riser would be Zach Frazier for me. So that's where I'm at with the draft. It's just a few hours away. Let me know your guys' thoughts and opinions on everything, and I will talk to you later. Thanks a lot. Please, on the way out, hit the like, share, subscribe button. Please share the video with everybody. And again, make some comments for me. All right, take care.